Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome everybody. Let's take a look again on the forex markets. So in general, we today could take a look again on euro currency, but I will show you a bit later that actually the trading step that we discussed yesterday now stands in progress. So and not necessary to add something. Just keep an eye on what will happen at the major support area. Meantime, on the Great British Pound, overall setup looks very similar to the euro, but market now is completing a few moments that we discussed last week, and that makes overall context for trading very interesting on the Great British Pound. And today I thought that, well, maybe it makes sense to take a look at the cable instead. So first of all, on the euro currency, just in 2 words, take a look what we talked about yesterday. So 1728, 1740 was the area that we have specified as an area where market theoretically should hold, because around 1750 it was confidence support that has been broken up here. Now it's become support, and here's the point where theoretically you could consider taking the long position. So at least the first bounce already stands pretty nice, and if you have taken the position, you could move stops to the break-even or just watch what will happen, because here we see the first bounce. What will happen next, we will see, because currently if market indeed bullish as it has broken major support and erased this head and shoulders pattern, it should proceed action to the upside. If it will not happen and market just collapsed below this support, it will tell you that something is wrong and market is coming lower. So keep an eye on this level, because that's actually the support area that we discussed yesterday. On the cable, our situation stands approximately the same, but we have a few additional moments and patterns that makes overall monitoring and trading of the situation first is interesting, and second is a bit more simple. First of all, on the daily chart, take a look on this upper direction. It's really very strong, very heavy. So lots of spikes, very gradual. So definitely market has some problems with the upward continuation, and it for a long time and just can't get the breakthrough. There's some resistance area that stands on intraday charts. Finally, you can see that yesterday this was downward action, collapse not only on the cable, it's across the board, and gold and euro, as you can see. So, and as you can see, here we've got the bearish reversal pattern. It means that definitely, or at least with a very high probability, we should get from some moment another downside candle. But it will be big or small, we will see, but it should be some downward continuation. If you'll take a look at the 4-hour time frame chart and even on the daily chart, you could easily recognize the reverse head and shoulders pattern is forming. And actually, we talked about this pattern, because recall what we talked about in this area. When we have the daily grabber, we have the confidence resistance here, and we said market has created the background for possible downside action. If this will not happen, we probably could see the market will hit 130, and then we'll start downward action forming the reverse head and shoulders. Now, as you can see, despite that market was really making an attempt to turn down here, it was really very choppy price action. It was a big struggle of the two sides of the market, but then still it was ability to move slightly higher. But currently 130 is completed, this market is dropping. With this head and shoulders pattern, you could see that the bottom of the right arm should be somewhere around 128, maybe approximately 128 area, somewhere as this bottom stands. That confirms the idea of the possible another leg down based on the reversal candle that we have on the daily chart. So it means that on the hourly chart, take a look what we have. This line has been broken. Market here is forming some ABCD pattern. XOP has not been reached. The market stopped right there at the 30% support. Now it's showing some bounce. But I would suggest that this will be some kind of the maybe ABCD pattern to the downside. A greater shape of the ABCD. This is first initial ABCD. It's small. But potentially we could get something on that sort, either from this level, or if we will suggest perfect picture, so market will retest this trend line starting with downside action right to the 128, where agreement could be formed. So something of that sort you could keep an eye on. Correspondingly, depending on your view, what you would like to get, if you have the bearish you would like to sell cable, watch for failure of this head and shoulders, dropping market of below 27.50, 27.30, moving back to the lows. If it will happen, it means that head and shoulders is failing, and probably we will get downside breakout and downward continuation. Conversely, if head and shoulders starts to work, wait when this will be completed, so upward action will be completed. That's for the bears. Also, you could, if you're trading on the hourly chart, 15-minute chart, you could consider here some kind of pullback to some fib level, trend line retesting, trying to take the scalp short with a possible downward continuation. This is another scalp trade that could be considered here. For the bulls, tasks are very simple. Wait for support, wait for your agreement, appearing of the ABCD pattern here around 128, and depending on how market will reach this level, if it will be gradual action, you could consider attempt to take the long position with a possible upward continuation. So that's actually setups that we have. Very similar to what we have on the euro currency. So market already hit some support, turning to the upside. Well, but on the cable, it's just on the way. So this retracement price action a bit different. So as you can see, the relation between euro and cable in recent times, since Brexit, has broken a bit and diminished the level degree of the correlation between these currencies. So that's what we intend to keep an eye on the cable. Let's see what we will get.